Hello, my name is alibia.devente with Market Education for Kimball Office, and in this session I'd like to show you how to edit a structure run. In this instance, in elevation E01, you'll notice that I actually have electrical placed there. Perhaps I need to create a different frame design, or I want to add stack to it as an example. So in this instance, what I'm going to do is, instead of redrawing the run, I'm going to recycle what's already been done to save a little time. So let me scroll in so you can see this nice and large. So first, I'm going to go to the the Kimball Office Automation Tool Palette, and I'm going to go and break an elevation link. If I simply hit erase on the run, it would have taken my elevation and the run with it. So I selected break elevation link, select the run, and notice the elevation ID disappeared. Now in the background, notice the elevation didn't disappear, because keep in mind, we might want to use that down the road, as well as we are using it now for two other runs. Now, in this particular run, what I've done is I have done the electrical as a drag and drop. You also have the ability to do electrical as part of automation. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to erase the electrical harnesses that you see here, as well as the jumper. I'm going to leave the wall feed and the two duplex receptacles that have been specified. Now, to change my configuration, what I'm now going to do is go to Edit Structure Run, and with my pick box, pick this run, and I'm going to choose to put electrical inside of that run. Now, I also have the ability to add stack at this point or change the height, but all of those features are correct, so I'm going to say OK. Notice that this run now has 72, 5 base, 0 stack with E at the end, meaning that there's electrical inside of it. So what I'm going to want to do at this point is now create an elevation to reflect that point in my specification. So now I'm going to go to create an elevation, select this run. I'm now going to give it a name of E02. And I'm going to keep it set at 48, because keep in mind, E02 already exists. So the computer is smart. It knows not to make that mistake like I just did. So now I'm going to go to Create. Notice that the elevation looks a little bit different. First off, the dimensioning's off. So I'm just going to go in and simply correct my dimensioning. So I have two 36-inch runs, and I could have selected that before, but keeping it set at 48 always makes sure that I have the least expensive option always generated. Notice that the runs have white lines in the wireway covers, and that's what you see in blue. I'm now simply going to kind of cheat a little bit, save some time, and I'm going to take that elevation on up. Also, I'm going to cheat for the other side. Now, the reason I can't use the E01 elevation is, keep in mind, the frames have power in them now for the elevation that I just changed. So with that, that means my specification is going to be different when I run a bill of materials. So I do want to point out that in this example, I also want to punch my wireway covers. To punch my wireway covers, I'm going to go into Elevation Properties. I'm going to have a pick box. I'm going to pick the front, and I'm going to go to the Wireway Covers tab. Notice that it says non-punched, punched, and punched with data knockouts. I'm going to say punched, next. Did you see in the background the wireway cover switch? Notice the dash line type tells you which wireway cover that we're talking about. This time I'm going to say punch with data knockouts, just so you can see the difference. Say apply and OK. So now let me scroll in nice and tight so you can see the difference between the two. Elevation E03 front has a wire cover plate on the 36-inch panel on the left that's punched, and then on the right it's punched with data knockouts. So really you have two different designations here that'll carry over to your specifications. Now as I'm scrolling out, The problem is, it's great that I see this in my elevation, and it's great the computer is going to generate this for me, but how does my installer know what's going on in that plan view? So in this instance, I'm going to go to a command that's called Create Update Plan View Layout. With this selected, I'm going to select my run. Notice it generated some new text. First, it says 5 base 0 stack 36 inches. It does come in with the arrowheads that you see here. However, there are options in the Kimball Office template to bring that up in a different way. So you do have some alternatives in how you like that text to be seen. Notice that it brings in 2 yellow lines that indicate that this run has power in it. For the purposes of running my electrical routine, I'm going to go to Auto Electrical Hardware, and you'll notice that a dialog box comes up. The dialog box, I'm going to say Shared Neutral, because that matches my base feed and my duplex receptacles. And I'm going to pick this run as opposed to circle the entire thing, just to make it run a little bit faster. And now you see that it's placed my jumper here in the center. So that's what the automation does. And while it's not impressive for just this one typical, imagine if you've created a very complex configuration in a grouping of 6 or 8 stations. This can really save you some time. So the icons that we went over in this presentation are Break Elevation Link. Of course, we used Edit Structure Run. We did explore the Auto Electrical Hardware as well. And if you have any questions about this presentation, please feel free to reach out to alibia.devente@kimball.com. Thanks and have a great day.